Hello guys, my name is Akriti and today we will be solving a daily problem of LeetCode. So let's start with the problem. This is the question number 1442. Count triplets that can form two array of equal XOR. So let's read the problem statement first. In the problem statement it is given that there is an array of integer and we want to select the three indexes, right, from the array itself. These indexes are I, j and k, where I may start from the 0 and j is not equal to I. J should be greater than I and k can be equal to j or greater than j, and k can also be equal to the last index of our array, right? So these are the conditions for I, j and k. Now uh, they are defining the two variables a and b, where ab is the XOR of all the elements from the index I up to index j minus 1, right? And b is the XOR of all the elements from index j up to index k. So basically we are choosing three indexes I, j and k, and we are taking the XOR from I to j minus 1 and from j to k. Okay, now they are saying we have to return the number of triplets like our I, j and k. How many such I, j, k we have where a equal b, right? So basically we have to make a equal g, a equal b, and we have to choose our I, j, k such that the XOR from I to j minus 1 should be equal to the XOR of all the elements from j to k, right? So this is the statement of our question. So let us understand. If you guys don't know what exactly XOR is, so XOR is basically the operation we perform on binary number. Let me explain you. Suppose we have a binary number like this and another number is like this. Okay. So on performing the XOR of these two numbers, we will get 1, 0, 0, 0. So basically XOR of the two same kind of bit will be 0 and XOR of two different bits will be 1. So this is the properties of XOR in binary. Okay, so basically there are also some properties of XOR, that XOR of a number with itself will always be 0. Like suppose if I am taking XOR of 3 with 3, this is always going to be 0. Similarly XOR of 5 with 5 will also be 0. Yeah, so XOR of same number with itself will always be 0. This is the property which we will be using in today's question. Okay, so let's understand the problem first. Let us suppose this is our array where A1, A2, A3 up to A10 are the elements of the array, right? So this is our array element. Now what the question said, we have to select the three indexes I, j, k such that the XOR of all the element from I to j minus 1 should be equal to XOR of all the elements from j to k, right? This was the statement. So suppose I have chosen like this is my I, right, and let's suppose this is my j, and suppose I have chosen this my k. So I have chosen the three indexes. Now they want that the XOR of A2, A3 and A4 should be equal to XOR of A5, A6, A7, A8 and A9. This is the problem statement. Now just focus on one thing. Suppose we will be selecting the three indexes I, j and k. Then following the brute force approach, we will require the three loop, one for I, one for j and one for k, and simultaneously we will be calculating the XOR for all the elements, and by performing three loop operations we will get the number of triplets where I, j and k will follow or our required condition of the question, right? So in order to perform the brute force approach, we will require three loops, and three loops will give you time complexity of around big O of n cube. But can we optimize it? The first thing which we have to think is They are saying the XOR of I to j minus 1 should be equal to XOR of j to k, right? Now, in a brute force, we were having 3 loops. But if you want to optimize the solution, you will need to eliminate one of the 3 loops, right? So, can we eliminate any of the 3 loops? Yeah, we can eliminate the loop which was there for j. Now, let me tell you how. Suppose we are, instead of taking 3 loops, instead of taking 3 variable, in fact, we will just take the I and k only, and we are not concerned about j for now. Let's forget the j right now. Okay, now we have to select only 2 variables which are I and j. Now, as the according to the condition of the question, I should be less than k, and k should be less than n, and it should be greater than equal to 0, right? So this was the condition of the question. So we can start our I from the very first index, which is 0, and we can end our k up to n minus 1, and k should always be greater than equal to, no, not equal to, k should always be greater than I. Okay, so basically we are concerned about 2 indexes now, only I and k. Now I will run 2 loops. Okay, I will start from I will select a particular I, and I will run a loop for k, and I will simultaneously calculate XOR of I to k. Now, as I have told you in the previous discussion, that the XOR of a number with itself is equal to 0, right? So, finding two sub-array whose XOR are equal is, kind of same as finding a combined subarray of those two subarray, and their XOR should be 0. Let me tell you how. Suppose I have IJK, and I am calculating XOR of I2 I2 j minus 1. Okay, XOR of I2 j minus 1 should be equal to XOR of j to k, right? So XOR of I to j minus 1 should be equal to XOR of j to k. Now what if I tell you, if I say XOR of I to k should be equal to 0, then basically it is saying, let me use this. Okay, if XOR of I to k equals 0. Okay, if XOR of I to k is 0, then it simply means that XOR of I to j minus 1 equal XOR of j to k. Agreed or not? Because we know the XOR of two same numbers are equal to 0, right? So if we are taking XOR of I to j minus 1 equal XOR of j to k, so if we are taking the XOR of both these subarray, then it will be equal to 0. So why to care about j? We can only consider the two indexes I and k, and we will find such I and k where XOR of I to k should be 0. So now if you get such ik where XOR of I to k equals 0, then the number of j's we can find will be the length of our subarray minus 1, right? These many times we can find j in that particular array. So this is the approach of our question. I hope you understand. Let's implement this in code. So this is a size of array, right? Now we will only run 2 loops. Let me make a variable answer where I will be counting for the number of tablets. Now we will run 2 loops, one for I, which will be starting from the 0 index, and another one for j. Another one for k, which will start from I plus 1, will continue till n. Yeah. So now suppose if I am at the ith index, and I will calculate a JOR as array of I. This is my JOR, and now I will keep on taking JOR of this particular variable with the kth elements, right? So my JOR will be equal to XOR XOR array of k. Now if at some point of k I will get XOR equals 0, right? Then this means that we have find a required triplet where we can where it is possible to split it into, no, sorry, suppose at a particular point of k I have got XOR equals 0, then we can make this sure that we can split this particular summary into two summary where the XOR of the first summary will be equal to the XOR of the second summary, right? So I will simply add answer as sorry, k minus I, right? And here I will return my answer. So yeah, it's working fine. So it's working. Okay, so basically the main concept behind this question was only that if you are take if you want two summary whose should be equal, then instead of finding two summary you can find one summary, or maybe the combination of these two summary such that the XOR of that particular summary is 0. Then you can, from that summary you can find the two such summary whose XOR will be same, right? Because XOR of the same elements are 0. So this was the main concept behind the question. So yeah, guys, that was all about question. I hope you guys understood the problem. If there are any queries or doubts you have, then you can ask in comment box. And thank you so much for watching. Bye bye and have a nice day.